Okay, Tom. Thanks for your time and welcome to La Mesa del Metal. It's a honor for us can talk with you. My first question is, are you making new music, new material for SODOM?
Oh, yes. I came back from a rehearsal room a couple of hours ago, and we start writing new songs for the new album. Yes. And I think we have 5 or 6 songs arranged already, and now we start refreshing the songs, try to get better arrangements, and rehearsing the songs before we go to the studio, So we want to release an album next year, because this year we have too much live shows, too much touring, and in this year we want to release a single, an EP. And if you remember, we got a 40 years box set, and there was a single called 1982, that was just on a CD because we got some problems with vinyl factories here in Germany. So we want to re-release this as a vinyl because, the metal fans in Germany, especially and Europe, they like vinyl music, the music on vinyl, So we're gonna re-release the single with the bonus track Equinox. Equinox is a song from Obsessed by Cruelty, which we re-recorded. We re-recorded all the stuff from the 40 years sampler, And so we are always busy, but we talked to the record company last week, so we talk about a new album next year.
Great news.
Okay.
Great news for us. Tom, you like to re-record albums, right?
No, it was not. When we talk about a 40 years anniversary making, so I don't want to make a sampler with still existing material, And then we came up with the idea we choose each song from each album, one
great.
song, and we're gonna re-record it with a current lineup, So that is it's another version from the song, It's not the same, and that was really funny to do because we got back into the older material, and all the band members, they listened to Obsessed by Cruelty and In the Sound of Evil stuff, which was really funny, because that was like sitting in a time machine, going back to the 80s, and we had a great time with the old songs, and that helps us for the next set list for the upcoming, so we can put more older material, songs we never played before, There are so much songs we never played in a live show, and that will help us to choose songs for the next set list, That was really funny to do,
Wow, that's awesome. And when you sit in that time machine, what's the best moment for the band? And that's one question. And what's the next one is, what do you think was the best moment for SODOM as a band?
I don't know. There was so much moments. In about 41 years,
Wow.
I think for me personally and for the band SODOM was when Agent Orange came out in '89. We got the chance to get more professional musicians. So we get some money from a record company every month. So I can quit my job in a coal mine. And I could spend more time with the band for touring and studio and rehearsing, and that was like a dream come true, making music and make your live just from the music, Before '89, I used to work to the coal mine. I came back at home and went to the rehearsal room, or I came back from a coal mine and went on tour, So I was always very tired, because you're working hard in a coal mine. And then you have to start touring or start writing songs, with a band, It was really hard, But if you get a professional musician, and you can make your live from the music, it's a dream come true, I can put all my energy into the music, and I put all my spirit for writing lyrics and writing songs, nowadays, when a young band formed, a young musician forming a band, and they ask me what to do to get a rock star, or get a professional musician, So never quit your job or never quit your school or studio, whatever, because the times changed, because if you are Metal Magazine, hundreds of bands coming out every month.
Yeah, sure.
It's really hard to get something special, to get out of this mess from bands, to get a rock star, whatever, nowadays, But in the 80s, that was really simple, there was just a handful of bands who did this kind of music, And we were the first band to get a record deal in '84. That was a long time ago. And so
Yeah,
I'm happy with my life. Till now.
SODOM has been making metal for 40 years.
Yeah.
And my question is, what is the secret to staying as one of the most important thrash metal bands in the world?
I don't know. I think SODOM is something special. I think SODOM, we created an own style of music. You cannot compare SODOM to any other bands. It's the same with Creator or Destruction. And the singer, the vocalist from Destruction are very special. Of a Creator, it's really important to find an own style making music, and always been there, never changed anything, The secret of my life, of my band, is never stop doing this and never changed anything, I remember back to the 90s, where the record companies told the bands, you have to get more commercial, to sell more records, whatever, and we never, if you go back to the 80s, to the 90s, we released the heaviest SODOM albums ever, like Get What You Deserve or Tapping the Vein, Masquerade in Blood, and that is the secret. If you find an own style, if you find your way making music, never change anything because of the record companies or merch or publishers, whatever, who try to dictate the band what to do, So nobody can tell me what I have to do,
Yeah.
When we start recording a new album, I get a master on a CD. I give it to the record company. They are never in the process when we got writing songs, and to change this or changing that, We just do what we want, and that is the secret,
That's make a SODOM a unique band. So
exactly. But at SODOM, if you're gonna buy a SODOM album, you get a SODOM album,
Yeah.
We never change. I think we're getting better musicians from time to time, when you compare it to In the Sound of Evil, to the latest release, we're getting better. We get a better drummer in the band. We get good guitarists. I'm getting a better singer in the band, But we never changed anything. We want to do it as heavy as possible,
Yeah.
And the next SODOM album will be maybe, in my opinion, the heaviest songs ever,
Yeah. Sure.
No, we have sometimes more slow songs, or more melodic, You can be melodic and also in a heavy band, That is not
Sure.
that is not the thing, And I like the 80s bands like Venom, Tank, and Motorhead. Big Motorhead fan. I like punk bands, and that is still a big influence to me. Writing music,
In September, you are going to play in South America.
Yeah.
What do you think about the South American fans, the South American public?
Yeah, we get in September, Santiago, and we're gonna show Brazil. We get Buenos Aires, and we go to Bogota in November, maybe. So we are still dealing with it. I'm looking forward, because all the time when we go to South America, or Mexico also,
Mm-hmm.
the fans getting crazy, the South American fans are still hungry to see European or especially German metal bands, because there are not so much metal concerts like in Germany. In Germany, you can see every band, every weekend, anytime, any place,
Yeah.
All the bands are touring, all the US bands are touring in Germany, because it's very easy for US bands getting to Germany because you don't need a paper sheet, you know. When we go to US America, we need the visa, we need the working papers and all the sheets, you know, and all the stuff. But going to South America is very easy for us, you know. We don't need nothing. We just need a passport and go, you know.
Yeah.
And I always remember the shows we've done in South America were great all the time, you know. That is really something for my heart, you know, because people getting crazy. People like the songs, you know. People like they know the lyrics of the songs, you know.
Yeah.
I'm even not a singer in this, you know, because the people are singing all the chorus lines and all the stuff, you know. And the people and South America is not just a metal concert, you know. It's just a party, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
People want to have a good time, you know. I know they spend a lot of money to get in, you know. And there are not so rich people like in Europe or in US America. There are very poor people. And I know I have contact to South American fans, you know, Brazil fans. They were collecting the money the whole year to get in, you know, to pay the price for the ticket, you know. And that is something really, really special, you know. We're always looking forward to get more shows, you know, and to get some festivals in South America or Mexico, you know. That is always the best that could happen to us, you know.
We like to say in conversations, internal conversations of friends, we love to say, or we like to say that we saw the European, or not so the American, but the European fans are quiet, are flat.
Not so, no.
In the shows, but the South American people
you cannot
are
compare.
so passionate, are so extremely love the bands, extreme passion.
We have a lot of good concerts in Germany also. People getting crazy.
Yeah.
Also, you know, it's not the same, you know. You cannot compare it, you know, because okay, we have a strong fan base here in Germany, especially, you know. And if you get a SODOM show, it's sold out, you know, and people are getting also crazy, you know. But it's not the same, you know, because if you're a SODOM fan, maybe you're also a Creator fan, an Exodus fan, Overkill fan, thrash metal fan, whatever, you know. And you can see all the bands touring in Germany, you know, and some of the fans have to spend their money. They have to take care of the money, you know. I cannot go to any show, so I go to SODOM this year and go to Overkill next year, you know. But we always, you know, I think SODOM was one of the first bands who toured South America, you know. We go back to 97. It was our first South America tour ever, you know, and that was amazing, you know. If you ever saw our DVD, Lords of Depravity Part 1, you know, we talk about South America. We have some movie clips and some documentary about around, you know. We had a great time, you know. That was always a big adventure going there.
You need to taste, if you don't even have tasted, or in Uruguay and in Argentina, the asado. That is amazing.
I'm not a rock star, you know, because if you're a rock star, you know, you go, you do your show, you go back to the hotel, you know. I know rock stars, you know, they play the last note on the guitar and go to the limousine, you know, and go to the hotel, you know. We always try to stay there, you know. We always try to get in contact stay in contact with fans, you know. So we're gonna make signing sessions, or we go to a metal pub, you know, where people are able to talk to us, you know. It's strange sometimes, you know, because it's getting too much, you know. I am 61 years old, you know. I need my sleep after the show, you know, and get my beers after the show, you know. Now, but we, you know, that is the thing. We want to give something back, you know, to people. They paid the price, you know. And if they get a signing from me or from a band, you know, or we sign some booklets or some pictures, whatever, you know, this is really something special, you know. This is really something worth for the fans, you know, to get a plectrum, you know, from a guitarist, whatever, you know. We always give something back, you know. It's not just making money, you know. We go on the stage, playing for an hour and going home, you know. Where gets the money, you know. That is a big
Exactly.
difference from SODOM to all the other bands touring around, you know.
Yeah.
We are a thrash band, you know. We don't play 1 hour, we're gonna play 2 hours, you know.
Yeah.
If I'm able to do, you know, I'm a singer in a band, you know. I think if you're just a guitarist in a band, you can play 5 hours, you know. But being a singer or a front man in a band, you know, it's a really hard job. But if people are getting crazy and they want to have more songs, you know, we go, you know. And I know that promoters say, "Oh, you just get 1 hour, and then you have to cut," you know. I say, "Fuck you, you know, we're gonna play some more songs, you know. What is the problem, you know?" So that is the thing, you know. SODOM we are a band, but we are no rock stars, you know. I know hundreds of other bands, smaller bands at SODOM, you know, big rock stars, you know, and I hate it, you know. I'm not a rock star. I'm just a metal fan making music for a while, you know. And I'm being on stage for a while, for an hour or 2 hours, you know. That is not a big difference between me and the people are standing in the audience, you know.
Much is said about the American Big Four and the German Big Four. And you agree with the label, or do you stay on the sidelines?
Well, no, we talk about years doing something with the Big Four, you know, and we played last year. There was a Mexico Metal Fest, all the 4 bands playing, you know. That was great. People have a great time, you know. And I can tell, you know, we are not able to make touring around the world because Creator they have their own projects, they're touring, their recording sessions, whatever, you know. So, but if there is a promoter outside the world, you know, I want to book SODOM, I want to book Creator, Destruction, and Tankard, maybe, you know. We go, you know. So we got the Big Four, you know. So I always want to do something special like this, you know. And yeah, but and I think Schmier and from Destruction and I think Miller here's maybe it's the biggest Creator, it's a bigger band than SODOM, you know. But it's not the way, you know. I think when Creators go, the show is bigger hall is going to sold out, you know, everywhere, you know. But doing something special for the fans and all the 4 bands going to play there, you know. Maybe just every band going to play 1 hour. We get 4 hours of finest thrash metal music, you know. That would be something really special for the fans, you know. But it's very easy to do, you know, if you are a promoter, you know, and you want to have all the 4 bands going there up on stage, you know, we go, you know. But there is no problem between Creator and SODOM, you know. We are still friends, you know. We're talking about, you know, everything. And but they are touring at this time, you know, Destruction's touring at the same time. You know, it's very hard. The business is very hard because all the bands are very busy for touring and writing songs and rehearsing sessions, you know, and how fast the year is gone, you know. But we're working on it, definitely.
Sure, there's no competition between bands, or
you know, when we were young kiddies, a young band, you know, our Creator, they get a better guitarist, you know, or a SODOM, they get the record deal at first, you know. That was something, you know. But nowadays we are getting older, we're getting wise, you know. I never mind what the other bands do, you know. I don't take care. I just want to take care of my own band, you know.
Metal is not competition. Metal is union, right?
Yes, yes. It's a big community, you know. We always have to say the same job. We have nearly the same fans, you know. The one band is bigger. The one band is selling more records or not, you know. I never mind, you know. It's not a competition, you know. So that what I talk about, you know, we never want to change, you know. Maybe we change the music, getting more commercial, whatever, you know, and getting bigger, you know, like the biggest German band is Rammstein, you know, with the German lyrics, you know. It's metal in a special way with German lyrics, you know, with a big show, you know. You know, sort of never have a big show, you know. We don't need it because we are the band. We make the music, you know. We have some marshals up on the stage. We have a good light show. We have a drum riser, and it is, you know. We have no screens like other bands do, you know, big shows like zombies on the stage, whatever, you know. We don't need it. We are just a metal band, you know. That's what I like on Slayer. Slayer never get a big show. They get a big backdrop hanging there. They got the marshals, the wall, you know. the music is the most important thing and not the show, you know. But nowadays, more people want to see bigger show, more pyrotechnic, more light, more this and more that, you know. But we are the band. We make the music, you know.
Tom, what do you think about the metal collectors, the people that like to buy the albums, that like to have the box sets, I don't know if there's better the vinyl or the CD. I like CDs. My friend Juan Cruz love the CDs too, and we buy a lot of CDs. What do you think about the metalhead that use the streaming music apps or streaming music platforms?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Spotify, whatever, you know. You know, it not just the money, you know. But I think to download the music from Spotify or you have to pay for it a little bit, you know. In the end, if you're a musician, you get nothing from it, you know. If you want to support a band, if you're you want to stay the band alive, you know, you go to buy a record, a physical record, you know, like a CD or vinyl, you know. So, and you got something in your hands, you know. I'm a metal fan from the 70s, from the 80s, you know. I want to get the cover in my hand, you know. I want to read the lyrics when I listen to the music, you know. I need something physical in my hands, you know. Sometimes I listen to music on YouTube. You know, I like it because I want to listen to whatever Vulcan. You know, it's a French band from the 80s, you know. And I find everything on YouTube, you know. I don't download it, just listen to it, you know. But there is a big collector scene, you know, and they're gonna buy every record, you know. I know SODOM fans. If the record company release an album in 5 different colors on a vinyl, you know, I don't like it. You know, it's not that is not my business, you know, because I know fans are gonna buy all the 5 different. It's the same music, you know, but different colors on a vinyl, you know. But there is a big collector scene. They want to have everything, you know, and they keep it clean, you know. I know a lot of fans. They're gonna buy an album twice. The first one is just for the collection and never get touched, you know. It's a big scene, you know. Record companies, I think they make a lot of money with making vinyl on different versions. There is deluxe box set, you know, and you get a special edition there, and so it's getting out of control, in my opinion, you know. But it's a business, you know. If you give the music to the record company, they can do what they want, you know, and I can't stop anything.
They have the control, so that's why the CD, it's for us, it's so much special.
I think CDs is gonna die slowly, you know.
Yeah.
I think don't people gonna buy CDs? They get on Spotify for the MP3 download, you know, and they get a vinyl, you know, for the heart, you know. I think the CD selling is going down a little bit nowadays. You know?
And the cassettes are there.
Cassette is coming back, you know, but it's just also for the collector scene, you know. I know a couple they have a tape deck at home, you know, listen to the tape, you know. I think the most of them, they collect the tape. They want to have a new album on tape and put it away, you know, put it in an archive, you know, and collect it, you know. Tape is never coming back, really, you know, because of the sound quality, you know. I'm growing up with tapes, you know. Tapes, it's just a gimmick, you know. If you're doing a box set, you know, you put a tape in it, you know, or you release a tape box set, you know. And yes, I think vinyl is coming back really nowadays, you know, because it's a good sound, you know. If you have a good record player, you know, you get a better sound than on CD, in my opinion, you know. And you can celebrate listening to the music and not just listen. It's everything around, you know. It's a cover, the artwork, you know, drinking a beer, your friends. Yeah. I got a new solo, I got a new what, and put it on my record player, you know. It's amazing, you know.
But you need a bigger room for vinyl.
I don't have a big collection. No? I don't. I sold my record collection. I had nearly 1,000. I don't sell it. I give it to my friend. You know, I think I don't want to have any vinyl at home. You know, because I need more room. I get more space in my apartment. You know, and all this stuff. You know, I also rebuy some of the SODOM vinyls I don't have. You know, and I have my collection. There's a Masquerade Blood is completely missing in my own personal SODOM collection. You know. And I bought it from Greece. There was a guy I found on Discogs, you know, and I pay 120 euros just to get a copy of Masquerade in Blood, you know. But now I have all my vinyls complete, you know. I don't start collecting SODOM stuff like T-shirts and patches and everything around, you know. So you can spend a lot of money. I collect postcards from my hometown, you know, and I spend a lot of money in it, you know. I have some cool stuff, you know. I get some test pressing, you know, from the older records, you know. I keep at home, you know. I know they're worth a lot of money, you know, but I never mind. I keep it, you know.
We imagine it must be rewarding to see the bands that were influenced by SODOM. For example, Euronymous from Mayhem, who make a record called Dead Like Silence.
Yeah, I heard about it. Yeah. There was Death Like Silence, all the album, all the titles from Obsessed by Cruelty, Luke Tamero and Equinox, other bands use, you know. SODOM had a big impact in the 80s, you know, on the scene, you know. That makes me really proud, you know. I know some fans also playing in bands, you know, in black metal bands, you know. They told me Obsessed by Cruelty is the best SODOM record ever, you know. Why not? You know, I can imagine this, you know, but it makes me proud because SODOM was one of the first bands, you know. From 80, we released our first demo in 82, you know. And after that band, you know, we were inspired by Venom. I think Venom, the first record, was the biggest inspiration, you know. And but bands coming later after SODOM, you know, they get inspired by SODOM. That makes me proud a little bit, you know.
Sure. And the history tells that you wanted to escape from carbon mines.
Yeah.
Right. And what do you think about how there will be your life if you even if you never think about to escape from that life and started a band that with the music that you love?
It's really hard, you know, because the coal mine, working in the coal mine was really hard, you know. Maybe I'm gonna die, you know. I don't know. I was a coal miner. I was really proud of the job, you know. But there are no more coal mines exist, you know. All the coal mines closed. The complete area is cleaned off, you know, of coal mines, you know. But I know that my father, he don't want that I quit the job, you know, because he said you get your money every month, you know, it's a good job, it's a safe job, you know, you get everything, you know, and I don't want, you know. I can work in the coal mine, I can, that is not a problem, you know, but I need more, I want to make music, you know, that is what was my dream, you know. And so I never regret this, you know, stop working there, you know. I have a lot of friends from a coal mine, you know. My best friends coming from the 70s or from the 80s where I started in a coal mine, you know. They're still one of my best friends. Still, a lot of them died, you know, because of working there, you know. They are not more here, you know. And but I'm really proud of myself because I took the right decision, you know. Stop doing this, you know. Start living your dream. Go on tour, you know, making music, take your bass guitar, you know, and try to be a part of the international metal scene, you know.
Great, and you bought a bass guitar, even if you never play it before.
No, I never played before. You know, when we start forming a band, you know, okay, what I gonna do, you know? Okay, Frank Aggressor, he was guitarist, you know. Okay, you play the guitar. So I tried to play drums in the beginning.
Yeah.
We had a small cellar with a very old drum kit. I tried to play drums, but that was not my thing, you know. I couldn't play drums, you know. And okay, what can I do? I can play bass guitar because we have just 4 strings on it, you know, and doing vocals, you know. Because my favorite musicians were Lemmy, the singing bass players, you know. That was something I'm looking at, you know, when I saw Raven or Venom or Tank or Motorhead, you know, with the 3-piece bands, Lemmy on a bass guitar, you know. That's exactly what I want to do, you know.
I play drums.
Yeah.
If Sodom need a drummer, please don't call me. I'm very bad. No, I'm very bad drummer.
Oh no, maybe I think we have a very good. We have a new drummer. He's about 3 years in the band. It's Tony Merkel. You know, he's a very good drummer. You know, and I'm so proud to get him in the band. Yeah, he's a good drummer. He's he's a Dave Lombardo style. You know, very speedy. You know, on a ride, on a hi-hat, and on the bass drums. You know, he's also a good producer. He is very in digital recording when we do demo songs, whatever, you know. It's a very good guy. I'm really proud to get him in the band, you know.
Genesis 19 sounds amazing. It's a killer album, and the drumming there.
Yes. And he's inspired by Chris Witchhunter, you know, because he said Witchhunter was one of my favorite drummers, you know, because he created an own style, you know. You couldn't compare Witchhunter's drumming with any others, you know. I don't know why, you know, but he tried to study Witchhunter's drumming, you know. Is it a fault? Is it an issue? What are you gonna do? Or he want to do this, you know? That was really hard to find out, you know, when we re-recorded the older material. And Tony told me he want to make a more precision style, but more Witchhunter drumming, you know, playing more toms, you know, the tom rolls and the breaks in it, you know. And that is a very good combination of making music, making new songs in a Witchhunter style, but more accurate, you know.
How was the re-encounter with Blackfire?
When I split up with Bernemann, and I always thought about taking a second guitarist in a band, you know. I like the 3-piece bands, like old Motorhead, Tank, you know. But nowadays, you know, if you have a second guitarist in a band, you get more opportunities to do songs, have a better live sound, a more stereo sound, you know. And then I talked Frank, you know. I always been in contact with Frank, you know. He left the band in '89, short before we started the Agent Orange tour. That was really hard, you know, for me and the whole band, you know. But I always been in contact with him. And after Bernemann left the band, you know, I asked him, you want to come back to SODOM? You know, I'm going to kick your ass, you know, take your guitar, start writing songs, you know. And he's still a good guitarist and he's a very cool guy, you know. He's very funny on the stage, you know, but he do a good job, you know. He play very strong guitar sound, you know. He got the same guitar sound like in the 80s, you know. I took a phone call. You want to come back to SODOM? He said yes. Very easy, you know. Well, and now with 2 guitarists, we have more chance. You know, we can run better songs. You know, we have a better chance arranging songs with the second guitarist. You know, we can put songs into the set list we never played before. You know, because sometimes you need a second. Even my bass guitar, I'm playing like a guitarist. You know, I can't replace a second guitarist. You know. I have more sound like Lemmy, like Venom, like Kronos, you know. I like this very hard bass sound, but you cannot replace a second guitarist with a bass, you know.
Tom, the fans are asking for you to write an autobiography. We need to read your life. What do you think about it? It is possible?
Not yet, you know. I think one day when I retire, I'll have more time for writing a book, you know. Maybe, you know. But nowadays I don't have time for this, you know. That's because I'm still alive, you know. I'm gonna write I think when I retire from the music, you know, I don't know when. Someday the day will come, the party's over, you know. You know, I don't want to end like Lemmy on the stage, you know. I saw the last show with Motorhead, with Lemmy on the stage, you know. I don't want it, you know. So if I am, or like Ozzy, you know, he booked shows and he got a cancer. He booked tours and then he got a cancer. Stop doing music, Ozzy. Just gotta stay home, you know. Do whatever you want, you know. It's gone. The time is gone, you know. But this is a typical rock stars. They cannot stop, you know. They want to get some money, you know. They want to get some money and they want to come back on stage. I can't go on stage when I'm sick, you know. Like Lemmy was cancer, you know. He went up on stage, you know. It's not the way I want to do this, you know. I like for example, Tom Araya. He said, okay, this will be my last show, you know. Then I go home. I gotta retire, you know. And that is the best way. If you are still healthy, then you have to retire. So you want to have you're gonna get more from your life in the next couple of years, you know, whatever comes, you know. So sometimes the party is over, you know, and that's what I'm thinking about, you know. Not now, not next year, maybe in 5 years or 10 years, you know. I don't know. So, but if you are into the grip of the music industry, you can't stop, you know. That is a problem, you know. And I am not so grip. There is no grip who keeps me on a stage, who keeps me with the band, who keeps me in the studio, whatever, you know. When I think I'm not more healthy enough or not more creative enough, writing songs, writing lyrics, doing this, doing that, you know, I stop, you know. And then I'm gonna start write my book, my autobiography, you know. But my biography is not only music, you know. It's everything around. It's my family. It's my hunting, you know. And it's my city where I live. There are so much things. I like to drive motorcycle. I have so many things what I like to do, you know. So I know when some other musicians gonna retire and they're sitting at home, you know, they don't know what to do without music, you know. I have 100 things to do outside the music, you know. So it's never get boring, you know. You just need some money to keep your life, to keep your life on the same level, you know. But that is not the thing, you know. So I'm a musician from my heart, you know, and I'm still healthy. I'm able to do this. So I'm gonna do this, but the day will come, you know.
Yeah, sure. But it's great to know that you can choose the moment. So as you say, nobody will take nobody will take the decision for you.
I never really think about it because we want to write a new album. We want to go to South America. We want to touring. We want to have so much shows booked around, you know. And I never think about it, you know. Nowadays, you know. Okay, but if I go, it's my decision, you know.
Yeah, true.
I said a record company, I stopped doing this. I have to tell my band, I'm sorry, but I quit my job now, you know. And if you are a good musician, you always find another band where you can play, you know. That is not the problem, you know.